Something's building with the Russini and Vrabel situation, and it's getting uncomfortable. Because if this goes where people think it might go, there are real consequences tied to it. Now at the same time, the Eagles go out and bring in another weapon for Jalen Hurts. And instead of clearing things up, it makes the whole picture a lot messier. So let's get it mixing. What's up, Mafia? So here's what we know. Russini spent the whole offseason pushing the AJ Brown narrative, focused around his availability, his frustration, and the idea that something could shift in Philly. And then multiple photos dropped with Mike Vrabel in Arizona, and that alone was enough to get people talking and speculating. But now this whole story has gotten another layer, because now Russini is under internal review at The Athletic, and as of right now, she's prohibited from reporting. And that's where this shifts, because now this isn't just talk. Now there's been a line drawn, and people have to answer for it. And once that's part of it, the story begins to move more quickly. Because if something was pushed the wrong way, now there has to be consequences. The league does have to get involved. The credibility of Russini and the Patriots organization has been damaged, and possible discipline may be on the way. And if this keeps building, you're not just looking at a media story anymore. You're looking at something that the league may have to step into. Because right now, this story is too large to ignore. And this is where the conversation changes. Because now it's not, is this situation weird or not? It flips into, what will happen if someone actually crossed the line? Because Russini has been in this type of situation before. But this one is different, because this one comes with the cost of potential draft picks. Because the value is even slightly influenced. That hits at compensation and leverage. And now everything gets looked at differently. Now, if the league does get involved, things will escalate quickly. And you will see real investigations, access getting cut off from teams being looked at under a microscope, and draft picks possibly being tied to it. That's where this whole situation can go to. And I think that this is the right thing to do. Because for so long, the Patriots organization has done so many underhanded things and never had to answer for them. For example, when the Eagles played the Patriots in the first Super Bowl, and they knew our plays, and Bill Belichick gave the notorious line that he misinterpreted the rules, nothing happened.
This is Bill Belichick, coach of the New England Patriots. He's won 3 Super Bowls. How? He cheated. He even got caught cheating, and nobody cared.
Follow that up with Deflategate, where they intentionally let the air out of football so that they were easier to catch. Now tie that into this whole situation with Russini and Mike Vrabel. Too many times have these situations been swept under the rug, and we all know that it's finally time for this team to be held accountable.
You can't keep getting away with it!
So now, here's the real question. If the Russini and Mike Vrabel situation holds any real weight, should the Eagles even be doing business with the New England Patriots? Because if narratives are being pushed, that changes trust. And if I can't trust you, I definitely can't do business with you. And at this point, I really think that we should be looking into compensation. Because remember, Howie Roseman wanted a first and second round draft pick for AJ Brown. And since these narratives have been thrown out there, all I've been seeing is trades links to AJ Brown and only recouping a second round draft pick. So, would you be okay with the Patriots being forced to give something up for tampering? Because if a media web was spun, there should be consequences.
It's gonna be consequences and repercussions.
And while all this is building, the Eagles go out and make another unexpected roster move. Howie Roseman made a move that didn't match its surface reaction. He trades for Dontayvion Wicks and gives up a 5th round draft pick in 2026 and a 6th round draft pick in 2027. And at first, on paper, this just looks like a death move. But then they pay him and give him a contract extension. 1 year, $12.5 million. And at that type of money, they're not just taking a shot. They're betting on him as a player, and they're betting on him to make an impact. So now the questions arise. Why Wicks? And why that number? Because let's be honest, he hasn't even proven it at a high level yet. But the Eagles didn't just pay for production. They paid for traits and Sean Mannion's vision for this offense. And this is what they're buying into. Sudden releases, separation early in routes, clean breaks, strong body control, and wins and timing concepts. This is his profile, and this is where he had success during his time with Green Bay. Now tie this back to Sean Mannion. If this offense is shifting more towards timing, spacing, and rhythm, you need receivers who have the ability to create space and get open often. And it so happens, this is what Wicks does best. Now compare his new contract to the new contract that Jahan Dotson got. He just signed a contract with Atlanta that guarantees $10 million. With Wicks, he gets more money with less of a resume. So, this isn't about what he is. This is about the vision of what they believe he can become. Now, look at the wide receiver room and the new additions that we just made. Hollywood Brown, Elijah Moore, and now Wicks. All added in the same offseason with the same skill set. They have elite speed, they can create separation, and they work off timing. The Eagles are clearly targeting that player blueprint. So now, where does AJ Brown fit into all this? If he stays on the roster, this wide receiver room is loaded. Manning was known for using heavy wide receiver sets during his time in Green Bay, so it wouldn't be surprising if AJ Brown was still in the plans. And if he stays, the Eagles may have the best wide receiver trio in the NFL, with Brown, Devontae Smith, and now Wicks. And if he doesn't stay, this looks more like preparation and planning for life without AJ Brown. And this is where everything connects. Off-field pressure with on-field movement. So that's where everything sits right now. The Eagles are building, but their direction is unknown. And I know we all have our own idea of what direction this team should go in. So, I want to know yours. Do you think that AJ Brown is in the plans going forward? Or are we watching the setup for something bigger? And on top of that, would you trust doing any business with the New England Patriots right now? Drop it in the comment section and let me know. And remember to like, share, and subscribe, and to join the Mafia. And hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. So once again, I've been Brother Shy, and this has been the Midnight Green Mafia.